What's going on, everybody? It's your boy X here, and I'm back with another video. Welcome to another episode of X Recommends, the series where I recommend games that you might or might not know of and stuff. And at the end of the video, I would say if I recommend it to you or not and stuff. So, up to bat, this episode, the one and only Dying Light 2 and stuff. Today, I'm gonna be doing, just my impressions and stuff like that, and thoughts about the game, stuff like that, because I haven't played it over the weekend non-stop. And of course, though, this was one of my most anticipated games of this year, stuff like that. So much love for the franchise and stuff like that, but there's some things that need to be worked on. Now, I'm not gonna go over story details or anything major stuff like that. I'm gonna say that for my review. My review should be up probably about like next week and stuff like that. So just stay tuned for that. But this is just my brief thoughts of what I played for, so far. I made it a decent chunk into the game, stuff like that. So I got all my marbles and stuff like that. I was able to just come up with my own thoughts, stuff like that. As you guys know and stuff, that I love this game so much that I brought the collector's edition and stuff like that. So you guys do enjoy today's video. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Make sure you out so much. But make sure that you hit that post notification bell so you get notified for every time I upload a video. Without further ado, let's get into this X Recommends episode. So, okay, where do I begin and stuff? All right, I'm gonna touch on the story for the most part and stuff. Now, I have watched a lot of the reviews on this game, and almost everybody said the story is garbage. Everybody said the story is a mess. It's hard to follow. There's no interest in characters. The main protagonist, Aiden, he's like a plank of wood and stuff like that. Disagree with all of that and stuff. The characters are fantastic. Like out the gate, if you're comparing this to Dying Light 1 to Dying Light 2, it's like there's more depth and stuff like that. There's more, feeling and emotion behind it, stuff like that. Not every character is like that. Mostly the main characters, have nice voice acting and stuff like that. They can show emotion and stuff like that. Even though the facial features and lip syncing is kind of off, but and stuff, it's great and stuff like that. Aiden as a protagonist has more emotion and personality than Kyle Crane did. Now, shout out to Kyle Crane, he's the GOAT. But don't sleep on Aiden and stuff like that. So I was hooked and stuff like that. Now, yes, the story itself, the pacing, not great and stuff. It's kind of like all over the place, stuff like that. Like like you'll talk to a character and the character will disappear for like half the game, and then show back up. But it's great. Side quests, some of them are interesting and stuff like that, and intriguing, well developed, and there's multiple parts of them. But some of them are just wacky and stuff, like like hunting, like there was, I'm not gonna spoil stuff about that, but it was this one that you hunt for like dating cards and stuff like that for like a dating service. What the fuck? A dating service in you're worried about dating in the apocalypse and stuff like that. So some of them are kind of fetch quests, and they could have just left that out in the game. But for the most part and stuff like that, the most side quests, most story missions are good and stuff like that. Even though the pacing is not there and stuff like that. So sorry, for the most part, I am enjoying and stuff. So yeah, moving on to the gameplay. The reason why we all play Dying Light 4 and stuff, without doubt, the parkour. I'm gonna start on that first, and then combat. The parkour itself is fluid. It's like they took what made the parkour so good in Dying Light 1 and just upped it by like 20% and stuff. You could just feel the momentum and the speed and stuff like that, and the power. Every jump, slide, climb and stuff like that, it just feels so fluid, especially if you're playing at 60 frames and stuff like that. Fantastic and stuff. Just it just feels so good, stuff like that, and it blends to weather with combat. Now combat, excellent, stuff like that. Even though it's sort of slow in the beginning and stuff like that, yes, this is one of these games where you got, the more you play, the more it opens up and stuff like that. Because I see some people giving their impressions, and they're still in like Old Villador, and it's like, you haven't really seen nothing yet and stuff like that. So you got to play and stuff like that. Keep playing. It might start off slow, stuff like that. I know for a lot of, you know, gamers and people and stuff like that's a turn off and stuff like that. And I get that, stuff like that. But if you stick with it, the more you play, more time you put in, it starts to open up, stuff like that. But then eventually the combat and the parkour will blend together, stuff like that. So you can, like, you know, just no, you can now parry and block an enemy's attack and stuff like that. So enemies attacks you, you can parry them, hop over them, drop kick the other guy in the face and stuff like that. And then so it just works so well together and stuff. And the combat, my God, the hit detection or something, it just, and whatever swing or slash, stuff like that, you feel the weight behind that. You feel like you're actually hitting them, stuff like that. Now Dying Light 1, you felt that, but it wasn't like, you know, as that. But you like when you hit an enemy, they go like this. They go and then when you keep hitting them, they stagger. And then when you hit them with like a blunt object, they go flying and stuff like that. It's fantastic. The combat, so satisfying, so gory, just gritty. It's just like, and stuff like that. They nailed the combat and the parkour and stuff like that. For sure, without doubt. Even though that it starts slow and stuff, they nailed it. The nighttime gameplay. Here's where I get a little iffy and stuff. Now, the nighttime gameplay is a staple in the Dying Light franchise and stuff like that. It's what made them famous. Besides the parkour movement, it's what Dying Light is known for and stuff like that. During the day is for humans, at night is for the monsters and stuff like that. But I just feel like the nighttime doesn't have that same like oh shit moment, stuff like that. Now you do get that. The chases are thrilling, but it only happens when you're on the street. There's no effect really on the rooftops at night. So if you just go and hop from rooftop to rooftop and stuff like that, you can go across the map without getting seen. Unless you hit the road, stuff like that. Now there are this enemy type called the Howlers on the road. They see you, they scream, and then the chase starts. But the chase acts like a GTA cop system and stuff like that. We get 1 star to like 4 stars, stuff like that. And the longer that you keep the chase going and stuff like that, it is and stuff like that. It gets tense and stuff like that. But what I don't like is you never see no volatiles. Like, except if you start in a chase and you get to like level 3 or 4, then you see them. But at night, you never see them. It's just the Howlers and the Virals. So I'm like, because in Dying Light 1, when you went out at night, you saw them. They were out and stuff like that. They were hunting and stuff. So when you saw one, it was like, oh shit. But this one, you don't really see that and stuff like that. But you know, those are just my little gripes. And if Techland, if the nighttime is way too bright. Now that doesn't apply to in tunnels and in those little dark zones and stuff like that and buildings. That's fine. Stuff like it's pitch black. I like that. But when you're out in the city, stuff like that, and you're running around, stuff like that, the moon is just, it's so overpowered that it just lights everything up and stuff. Especially on the rooftops. So if they could just tweak the nighttime and make it a little bit more darker and stuff like that, that'll be perfect. Now I know you're about to say, oh, he must not really like the nighttime gameplay. You're wrong. I love the nighttime gameplay and stuff like that. So, because they changed it more and stuff like that, and they gave you a reason to go out at night, right? Because a lot of players didn't go out at night because they didn't feel like, either they was too scared or they didn't feel like it was a reason enough to go out. Now you have a reason and stuff like that. So there are these stores and stuff like that. There are Dark Hollows, Forsaken stores, and quarantine zones. Now these zones and stuff like that are nighttime activities and stuff like that. Now what that means is during the day they're filled to the brim with infected. Now you can go in there during the day, but that's not recommended because they're filled with infected, stuff like that. So the smart thing to do is wait until nighttime to go into the facilities. Now these facilities have the rarest weapons, crafting supplies, stuff like that. What you need, and most importantly, those defibrillators and stuff like that, which you need to upgrade your health and stamina, stuff like that, which is very important. Now you can find them like around the world, stuff like that. I do have I'm a little meter that's like right by you, stuff like that. That says prohibited container nearby and stuff like that. So you can't find them, but those zones, stuff like that, at nighttime there's less affected in there, stuff like that. So it makes you easier to move around, stuff like that. If you do get seen, it's fine because you can just kill them. Now, the dark zones are kind of underwhelming. A lot of them have like the same-ish layout to them. After a while, because I did a lot of them. After a while, I didn't feel like the threat. Now starting off, you will feel it when your stamina is low and no health upgrades, no strong weapons and stuff like that. It will feel tense. But as you level up and get powerful gear and weapons, stuff like that, it just loses that tense feeling. Like it's just like, oh, a GRE quarantine zone. Yep, I'm just go hop in there, loot it, and just dip out and stuff like that. It's just like, it's not really that attention. And I didn't even see no volatiles in there and stuff like that, which I was shocked. Except for the opening mission and stuff. So those and stuff are kind of, I won't say disappointed because I do like the atmosphere and stuff like that, but underwhelming and stuff. I thought that they could do more with those quarantine zones. Now as far as the Dark Hollows and the Forsaken stores, those are just easy stuff like that. Running, get supplies. I don't have to worry too much. So the nighttime activities, if you worry about them, they're not hard. So trust me, they're not hard. Except for that, so you can probably breeze through 2 quarantine zones in one night and stuff like that. So yeah, but little underwhelming. But I like what Techland did and stuff like that. There are also these boss battles that you can take part in and stuff at night. They're kind of the same. I wish that there was more variety to them and probably more like a challenge, because the only thing you do is just go in there, swing until his health bar, dies down. Another thing, I turned off the health bars. I get this an RPG, but when I saw the health bars on the enemies, stuff like that, it just, no, not in this game, stuff like that. So I recommend that you turn off the health bars for the humans and enemies and stuff like that before you play, because it can take you out the experience, stuff like that. But there are boss battles at night, stuff like that I'll get you like rare loot, weapons and stuff like that, defibrillators and stuff like that. So they are fun, but they're a lot underwhelming. Like the nighttime is kind of underwhelming and stuff as a whole and stuff. I wish that it could be better. Have more like enemies on the rooftops. Bring back the volatiles and stuff. Just roam on the street. Just a little bit changes like that, stuff like that can make it great. Up next, graphics and stuff. This game looks gorgeous and stuff. Now, I am playing on the performance mode. I did say I was going to play on quality mode, but that's just 1080p. at 30 frames. Even though with ray tracing, it's too sluggish. I don't know why it's only 1080p. Should be like 1440p, but I don't know. So I just switched over to the performance mode. I never went back and stuff like that. Now, even though it's 1080p stuff like that, the game still looks good. Stuff like that. The lion, the textures are some like with muddy and stuff like that. But of course stuff like that. It all depends on your display, TV or whatever and stuff. But I did switch back to the 4K mode and the performance mode and stuff like that. And both modes run good and stuff like that. But of course, the performance mode with that parkour and stuff like that fluid. Of course, I had to just go right there and stuff like that because I couldn't do it on quality mode. So yeah, the graphics mode part looks good. The facial features and stuff could lose a little work for some characters, but the atmosphere in the world is they nailed it and stuff. This is like a living world, stuff like that. You see NPCs walking around, building shelters, talking and stuff like that. About that. You can't even sit at campfires and listen to stories and stuff like that. About what happened before the outbreak. It's just this world feels so alive and stuff like that, and I think that's one thing that they nailed. It's just the world, stuff like that, and the verticality, especially when you get to that city part and stuff like that, and those buildings, stuff like that. You can literally climb and just jump around and stuff, and it's like it's like a parkour playground and stuff like that. But but the atmosphere, how the NPCs interact with the world, stuff like that, is great. They did know that on that part and stuff like that. And I felt very immersed and stuff. So, but now before I wrap up this episode, stuff like that, I want to touch on some, some things, stuff like that that's been going on with this game. Now, this game is glitchy. It is buggy. I saw all the reviews and stuff like that, and the reports are true. Now people say, "Oh, it's like Cyberpunk." No, it's glitchy and buggy, but it's nowhere near Cyberpunk level, stuff like that. But of course, Techland did put out a post saying that they're working on hot fixes and stuff like that, and they posted these screenshots on Twitter about what fixes are coming to what platform. So if you're on PC, Xbox, or PlayStation, stuff like that, these are what you can look forward to. But I have encountered some bugs. I have encountered some not audio bugs, but glitches where enemies will stick to the wall. I've encountered some crashes. I have encountered some dialogue not working, stuff like that, like properly, stuff like that. Restart my game. The menus are extremely laggy. Like when you press pause, it takes like a whole 10 seconds before it to load up. Menus are extremely laggy and stuff like that, and it's hard to move through and stuff. Damn! I can wait. I got my notes. Frame rate drops here and there and stuff like that. So much of those and stuff I countered. Of course, the main one, co-op and stuff like that, not working and stuff. Complete Techland. I love this game so much. Just look. I love this game so much, but I gotta keep it real and stuff. Techland, you should delay this game for another 2-3 months and stuff. So, and it sucks because I'm so tired of these developers releasing a game and just saying, "Oh, well, we release it now and then we'll just fix it later," even though there's bugs. Techland, you can't make the same mistakes as like CD Projekt Red and stuff like that. And the co-op is a big part of Dying Light, and it's not working and stuff. And there's no cross-platform support. Every game has that. Me and my brother couldn't even play with each other because I'm on PS5 and he's on PS4. But every other game I can play with him on. That's a simple feature, Techland, that every game has, and your game doesn't. So that means if I gotta play with him, I gotta play it on my PS4, but none of my saves carry over. It's just from the connection issues to not be able to join someone's game and stuff like that. It's just a mess and stuff. And Techland, I'm going to have to knock you for that, because that's unacceptable, stuff like that, especially in a game like this. And co-op is very important to people. Now, to me, I'm a solo player, so it's not that important to me, but I know for a lot of people it is. So they said they're going to fix it, and they're working on it right now, stuff like that. They're showing that they're listening to also all the feedback, which is great. But it should have been in your game day one. It should have been there and stuff like that. Now we have to wait for patches and stuff like that, which is not good and stuff, in my opinion. And for the most part, that's it. And some characters T-pose it. Nothing game breaking though. I know some people say, oh, their their games the safe files got corrupted. I did experience no audio issues, stuff like that. Not any game breaking, but just little no hiccups a little there. And this flickering on my screen. Now they did put that in one of the patch notes, stuff like that, because there is flickering on your screen, stuff like that, for some reason if you're on PS5. So yeah, but this game did need some more time in the oven and stuff. Even they say, listen, I'm going to delay it until May and stuff, or June, which is fine, because in the summertime not many games come out anyway. So hello, because I know that everybody has their eye on the horizon. It's right around the corner and stuff like that. But yeah, so with all that being said, stuff like that, do I recommend Dying Light 2 for you? And the answer is no. I cannot recommend this game in this state and stuff, even though I am loving it, I am enjoying it and stuff like that. But I just can't give a recommendation. They will fix it. They will fix it and stuff. They will, put patches out and stuff like that. And Dying Light 1 came out this like a similar way, and then now that game's a masterpiece and it's a cult classic. So I think that this game was gonna get like the same treatment and stuff like that. I hope so. But yeah, so so that's the end of the video, stuff like that. Techland, I'm so sorry, I can't recommend this game right now, stuff like that. But if you fix it, I will, stuff like that. So if you guys did your tip, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. It should be out so much. Stay tuned for my review on this game coming real soon. Don't forget to stay human. Take it easy, guys. Peace.